What is up, my thrifty friends? Tabs here from the Urban Goddess shop. If you're new, I'm a Canadian reseller. I'm a mom to 2 girls, a wife. I work part-time in a hospital as a pharmacy technician, and I love to sell used clothing. It is my jam. I share everything about my business here on YouTube, and today's video, we are going over 27 sales over $45 from the last few weeks. We're gonna go over some numbers here, but let's have a quick chat. Sales have been tough, like super tough. Usually these higher dollar sales are a majority of my sales, where this time I actually had a lot of sales under $45. So if you want to check out what else has sold in my closet, head down to my description. I have a link tree with a link to my closet. If you want to check out what else has sold, that's where you can find all my solds. But yeah, we're just going over the 27 items that sold for $45. The sales we're going to cover, I didn't realize it has been that long since I recorded one of these videos. This is going to be from December 10th till January 6th. It's a pretty big chunk of time, and I try and do these every other week, but with Christmas and holidays, it's been tough. At the end of the video, I'm going to share how I got these sales and what type of strategies are working right now to make sales in my closet, because I do have a little bit of insight into how to get sales strumming up. All right, let's go over some numbers. My total sales from December 10th are $3,877. This is a gross sales amount. My gross profit amount, which is after Poshmark takes their fees, is $3,101.60. And this is before my cost of goods. I don't know the cost of goods of all the items that sold because I did a massive clear out. And again, I'm going to talk about that at the end of the video. I don't feel like my actual profit is huge on this, but I moved a ton of items through my closet, which I'm happy about. I don't even know how many items I sold because I did multiple shows on one day, and then I had to create bundles with the multiple shows, and it was just so hard to go through my sales and try and get down to an actual number. But I can tell you I sold a lot of items, and the ASP average for all of these sales is probably not that good. So we're just gonna walk on past and pretend that didn't happen. Okay, let's jump right into these sales. I love doing these videos. It's fun to share what actually is selling in my closet for these higher dollar values and why I think they are selling. I'm also going to go over style tags that I'm putting on these listings because I do feel like there's a value to that. All right, first sale, kicking it off, is an Aritzia Wilfred alpaca wool blend cardigan, and it sold for $45. I love selling Aritzia items. I think because this had alpaca and wool fibers in it, it's just gonna sell well. I would pay up, probably up to $15 for a sweater like this because I know that it's going to sell for over $40. Now, I think I would like it to sell for over $50, but I took an offer on $45. Style tags that I would use for this are alpaca, academia, and wool, because I feel like this could be worn with like a dark academia look, and I'm trying to tag that into listings right now as a style tag because I do know that it's a keyword that people are searching for. Second sale is a Lululemon Wonder Under high-rise leggings. These were in a size 4 and they sold for $60. I haven't been selling a ton of Lulu leggings. I feel like I don't have as many in my closet anymore, and I don't have very many kind of like good sizes, which would be like 6 and up. Size 4 and size 2 are relatively slow movers for me. I try and limit what I'm picking up. If I'm grabbing these, they have to be a newer style. They have to be a good color. So a good color would be like black. Some of their trendier colors, I guess seasonal colors as well, but some of their funky patterns, I don't take as much chances on. And I think also because I pay up for these items. Next sale is a Free People Night Shimmer Sequins dress. And this was actually a new with tags item, and it was in a size 0. The retail value on this was $250, and it sold for 60 bucks. I'm okay with that. I picked this up for a pretty good deal. I think I paid about $15 for it. I was hoping that it would sell before New Year's. I was hoping that someone would get this and it could be like a New Year's dress. It was the perfect New Year's Eve dress. Style tags that I used for this are sequins, lace, and cocktail, because I think it had like a cocktail look. It could also be dressed up with like a nice black Wilfred or Babaton blazer. It was a cute dress. I was surprised at how quickly it sold. Next up is a pair of Wilfred tie front trouser pants in the color taupe. They actually weren't the same color as the stock photo, and I stated that in the listing. They were a size 00 as well. This is a classic trouser pant. Aritzia tie front pants are very current. This color may not be a current color, but that style is a very current style. I love Aritzia trouser pants. Like pretty much any of the styles that they put out, if it's a trouser pant, I will pay up to $20 for these because they hold good value. The retail value of these tend to be over $140, $150, and they just do well. A really good office or like business casual pant. Style tags that I used for this one were minimalist, crepe, and academia. Again, I like that academia, and I don't specify dark or light. I'm hoping that just having the word in there, if someone's searching for it, that it's gonna pop up. I try not to narrow in on sometimes on the style tags. I do this also with coastal. So rather than doing coastal grandma, I just do coastal as a style tag, and then I hope that it falls into different genres where coastal is used in the aesthetic. Next sale is a bundle. This was a pretty good bundle. It sold for $154. Both of them are Aritzia pieces. The first one is an Aritzia Babaton Miguel dress, and it was in a size 4. The second item is a Wilfred Chevalier blazer. This was a wool blend one, and it was in a size extra small. The blazer was such a great piece. I love Aritzia blazers, whether it's Wilfred or Babaton. They do very well. I also felt like this dress was going to do well just because it was a plain black kind of bodycon style. It definitely had some stretch in the material, but yeah, both of these pieces, this is easy sells. These are items that I feel confident will continue to sell into 2023. Next up is a pair of Lululemon on the fly pants. These were 28-inch length and in a size 6. They sold for $50. I love Lululemon on the fly pants. I think they're actually discontinued, so they're a lot harder to get, but they're like the classic jogger, classic Lululemon jogger, and I find a lot of healthcare professionals wear them. They're very similar to figs and comfortable, good fit. They look professional. I've seen them worn with like blouses and blazers. They're not just an athletic pant. Style tags that I use with on the fly pants are jogger, athletic, and casual. Next was a really quick sale. This sold, I think, within a day, and it was a Free People Moonbeam alpaca blend v-neck sweater. Alpaca fibers, this is a desirable material. People love it. So if you don't know what alpaca feels like, I recommend going into like an Aritzia store, asking them if they have any alpaca sweaters, and feel it, because once you feel alpaca, it's very easy to recognize when you're outsourcing. And there are like synthetic materials that they reproduce that feel very similar, but at least you're like picking up on them, and then you can check the material tag and narrow it down from there. Now, this sweater was hard to find a stock photo for, and this is actually a little bit more of a pinker tone than the actual sweater I had. But again, I just would put that into the listing, and style tags that I used for this were alpaca, of course, because again, that's a keyword that people look up. Ballet core, because it was pink, I felt like it just had such a soft feminine look. And bohemian, because Free People is a boho style. for sure. You should always use boho or bohemian with any Free People items. Next up is a handmade knit fisherman sweater with a Fair Isle print. This was in a size large and it went to Gloria, and actually Gloria bought both of the sweaters. I had an exact same sweater in a size small and she bought both of them for her and her husband to wear at Christmas time. It was so cute. She sent me a picture and she paid $50. Thank you, Gloria. You guys are so adorable. I need to get matching sweaters with Jeff and do a similar photo because I thought it was awesome. It was so awesome. All right, next up is a For Love and Lemons cardigan in magenta. This is the first time I found For Love and Lemons. I hear people talk about it a lot, but I don't actually find it sourcing locally. It was very, very soft. I actually thought that it was Angora, but it is not. It is an acrylic blend. Yeah, it definitely had like an alpaca feel. It was very, very soft. And I actually wore it for a video like way back when I first sourced it. I didn't like how it looked on me when I tried to style it, but I'm very, very particular. I knew that this would do well. I put this into my live show at the beginning of December and it sold for $47. That is more than what I could have imagined in a live show because I haven't seen a lot of items get bid up pretty high. The retail value on this was $143 and I still think they got a fabulous deal on it. Style tags that I used with this were cozy, bohemian, and soft girl. Very like soft girl vibes. Next up is another Free People item. This was one of my favorites as well. I did pay up for this item. I think I paid about $30 for it, so the profit margin wasn't huge. It's a Free People like diamond sweater wool blend coat in a size small. It did sell for $60, but the retail value here in Canada was $420. And I mean, typically their oversized sweater jackets are, I think, like $350 USD. I had recently sourced this, recently listed it, thought I would put it into my show. Items seem to be getting bid up more, and I did have a couple items that were like showstoppers. This was one of them. The For Love and Lemons was the other item. I'm happy someone bid on it. I started the bidding at $60 because that was the absolute minimum that I was willing to let it go, and someone grabbed it for a steal. So thank you so much. Style tags that I would use for this are wool, neutral, and coastal. Very like coastal grandma vibes, I think. All right, moving along. Next up is a pair of Aritzia Wilfred tie front pants. These were in a burnt orange color, size 2. They sold for $68. I'm not even gonna give you guys the whole spiel on why I sell Wilfred pants or why I look for them sourcing, but I will tell you the style tags that I included for this one. It was satin, pumpkin, because I felt like it was a really like pumpkin color, and minimalist. She did have a question and asked if they ran true to size or if they run a little bit big. Luckily, I have measurements in the listing, so I just referred her back to the measurements and I said, like, this is, to me, would be a true to size pants. Next, we have a Lululemon Find Your Center wrap jacket in burgundy, size 8. It sold for $56. It was in excellent condition, a little bit of an older style, and I was actually surprised at how quickly it sold. I'm not complaining, like I'm happy with it. I feel like this is a really popular color, like this kind of burgundy purplish color. Usually when I find items in this color, they sell pretty quickly and they usually sell for a good dollar, like what I'm happy with for the item. Style tags that I'm using for this are athletic, yoga, and comfy. Next up, we have a pair of Ariat Real PR Skyless straight leg jeans in Rascal color, I think, and they were a size 27. These sold for $50. I think I was hoping to get a little bit more money for them, but I paid like 10 to 15 bucks for them, so I was okay with that. I love finding Ariat jeans. I don't find them often, which I think is so crazy because I live in like a farming province, but yeah, I don't find Ariat often. I scooped these up and these also sold pretty quick. Style tags that I like to use when selling Ariat jeans are rodeo, Western, and cowboy. Now, I'm always torn between like cowboy and cowgirl and which one to use. I do lean towards cowboy because I feel like that's the more general term that people use. If you have any input on this or experience or expertise, please let me know. But yeah, otherwise, up until now, I've been using just cowboy, even if it's a female item. Next, we have a pair of Mother Black Stunner zip-up ankle jeans. These were in a size 27 and they sold for $50. I love Mother jeans. I feel like I find these just once every couple months. They're not a very often find for me, but they do very well and they usually sell really quickly. And I'm going to say do very well because they usually sell for $50 or more, depending on the style, the wear, the cut of them, things like that. These did really good. I'm happy they sold, and they sold really quickly. I think I had them listed maybe a week or two. Next up is another Skims piece. I don't know if you guys remember, but I talked about how I sourced a bunch of Skims items. I did pay up for them, and I want to say my average cost of goods was about $45. So this Skims Naked Unlined Stretch Bra in a 44D sold for $64. It doesn't leave me with a very big profit margin. The payout on it was $47.27. So yeah, that was probably a bad buy. Some of the items have sold for more than that, making the profit margin there. Although I just don't think it was a great buy the first batch of Skims that I bought. Next up is a pair of El Naturalista green suede heeled ankle boots. These were in a size 7. They sold for $45. I enjoy picking up this brand. Typically, they sell pretty well. They retail for a good dollar, and it's like kind of like a quirky brand. I feel like shoe stores that sell a lot of different quirky styles will sell these, and they're quite popular for that demographic of people that like them. These did take a bit to sell, and they didn't sell for what I was hoping for. Luckily, I'm able to source these relatively cheap locally at Value Village, so it's okay, but just not what I was hoping for. And I feel like that's a common thread right now in these solds. A lot of these items, I'm like, it's sold, but not necessarily what I was hoping for. And I think this is just the market we're in right now with buyers. Buyers want the best deal they can find. Next are a pair of Doc Martens Furline Gale Moto boots. They were in a size 6. They sold for $50. I have had these in a death pile. I cannot believe it. I've had them for quite a while, actually. I want to say I've had these for over 6 months. They did have quite a bit of wear around the toe. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's like a fading around. So I just took really good pictures, put that in the listing, and these sold within a couple weeks of putting into my closet. But they're Doc Marten. Like, I feel like Doc Marten shoes are just easy, quick sales. Next is a pair of Levi's Wedgie straight leg black wash jeans. They were in a size 29. They sold for $59. I love me some Levi's wedgies. I did actually just list a couple new pairs today, but yeah, they're a jean that I talk about often. I have good luck with them. I know not everyone can sell them, but for some reason I am blessed with wedgie sales in my closet, and I am not complaining about it. Next up is a Suzanne Doreen crochet top. This was in a size small. It sold for $65. I did pay up for this item, and I was hoping that it would sell for a little bit more money. And I think if I would have waited till closer to summer to list it and not sent out aggressive offers on it, it would have done well. But before Christmas, I was running a sale and I was sending out 40% offers on pretty much everything in my closet. She scored this for a good deal, but I think the good news is that money is back into my business. So I didn't lose money on it. I just didn't make as much as I wanted. Next up is another pair of Aritzia Wilfred paper bag wide leg trouser pants. These were in a size 8. I just sourced these a couple weeks prior. They sold for $70. On this, the style tags that I used were wide leg, contemporary, and minimalist. Contemporary and minimalist are two of my favorite tag words or style tags to use whenever I'm selling Aritzia stuff. I think it's like the main aesthetics that I would use to describe their style or their items. Next is a jacket that I have had for over a year. It was an Eddie Bauer Lodge down-filled parka coat in purple, size medium. It sold for $60. I feel like I hoped that this was going to sell for more money. I feel confident. I don't even know how much I paid. I feel confident I wouldn't have paid more than $20 for it, but it's a $350 coat. I don't know why it took so long. Maybe it's a little bit of an older style. Maybe it was the purple. I'm not really sure. It was a $650 premium down fill jacket. Like a $650 fill is a pretty good fill. It's like a medium to heavyweight fill. Yeah, I don't know, but whatever. I still made a profit on it. I'm happy with that, and I'm happy to see it go, because sometimes when you're sharing items or you like relist items, you get tired of relisting items. This is an item I have relisted a couple times. Next is a pair of Lululemon olive green 7/8 high-rise leggings. They were in a size 4. They sold for $48. Some of my Lulu leggings have been selling for lower than what they had previously, and I'm just taking it. As long as I'm making money and I'm happy with it and I feel like it doesn't depreciate them. I mean, this was a little bit of an older style legging. I am accepting the offers and getting the money back into my business, because I just don't want to sit on too much stuff. I want to keep things flowing. And I do believe that when you accept offers and, make sales, that it triggers the algorithm. It makes you favorable, like the same as eBay, right? When you're making sales, accepting offers, replying to people promptly, it is good for your eBay store. Just sometimes they're just not for what you hope for, right? Next up is an Aritzia Babaton Lexia dress. It was in a size small. It sold for $100. I recently sourced this for $40, and I felt like I paid up for it. I was like, oh my gosh. But it was new with tags, and it was a $150 dress. So I was like, I'm willing to sit on this, and I think that it is a piece of value. I am shocked that it sold for $100 in winter. Like I was thinking this would be a spring sale, but I'm not complaining. I'm just really surprised. Next is a 2-piece bundle. This sold for $100. Both of them, again, are Aritzia items. First one is Aritzia Denim Forum Farah high-rise jeans in a size 26. And the second item is a Babaton Plutarch, I don't know how to say that, sweater. It was like a turtleneck style sweater in a size extra small. I feel like the running kind of theme of all of these sales, majority of them are Aritzia. I feel like that is a store, and Babaton, Denim Forum, a Goldie, Wilfred, TNA, Sunday Best, those are all brands that fall under Aritzia. They just do very well. Like they're very desirable right now here in Canada. And I feel like they're desirable down in the States. I just hear a lot of people say that they don't find them a lot in the thrift store. And then lastly, this is the last sale we're going to cover, is a vintage 90s Aztec print wool blends blazer. I've had this for quite a while, and I've been like really sticking on the price, but my friend Carolyn at Hermoyne's Finds had messaged me and put it into a bundle, and she got it for $50. So thank you so much. I know you're going to love it. I know it's going to become one of your favorite pieces, because it truly was one of my favorite pieces in my Poshmark closet. And I think that's why I held on to it for so long. All right, that wraps up our sales. Oh my gosh. I feel like there was a lot, but there are so many. Like I bet you there is at least 50 to 70 items that I did not cover in this that didn't meet that $45 average sale price. So yeah, I feel like I cleared out a lot of stuff, but it's been tough. I think I'd be lying if I said sales weren't doing very well this week. So I'm recording this today, Friday, and yes, I have to edit and get it posted tonight, but I am recording it today, and I've only had 2 sales this week, and this is the first week of January, and they were $60 total. So like 2 $30 items. It has been so bad. And I actually just saw the video from Mogi Beth, and she was saying the same thing. Like her sales are just on both platforms, eBay and Poshmark, are just really slow. So I feel like it's not just me, it's not just my items. I feel like a lot of people are feeling this right now. And I think people coming out of Christmas maybe don't have the budget to spend on shopping, right? Because they probably spent a ton of money in December, put money on credit cards, like they just don't have the extra income right now. So I understand that. I'm still going to keep onto my business goals. I'm going to still keep sourcing, listing, and being consistent because I do think that the sales are going to ebb and flow. Yes, we're having a bad week right now, and maybe we have a bad month in January, but I do believe the sales are going to pick up. We're going to have good weeks and bad weeks. Okay, let's go over some of my sales strategies. So first was I did a live show at the beginning of December and it went pretty well. I would say that. I can't even remember the numbers about it. I think I talked about it in a past video this month, but I feel like it did pretty well. I wasn't getting very many sales around Christmas time, and that's probably my own fault because I haven't listed a new item in my closet in 3 weeks. Like I just started listing yesterday. So I usually say when my sales are bad, they usually reflect the effort that I'm putting in. And I haven't been listing new stuff. I've just been relisting old items. But on December 31st, I ran 3 silent style shows. And I know I'm always like boo on live shows, but I definitely was having some FOMO over Christmas and saw a ton of people doing them here in Canada. I was like, you know what? I'm not at home. I don't have the items with me, but I'm willing to auction off basically like the bottom third of my closet. So these are items that I just personally haven't had very much luck with. I did $5 starts on most of them, and I cleared out a ton of items. When we got back from Christmas holidays, I had a ton of shipping to do. Now, I do think that when you do live shows that it does kind of boost the visibility of your closet. It does bring people into your closet wanting to add to their bundles or see what else you have. I do think there's people that are just shopping on the app that see you're doing a show and naturally will click on you. So I do think that there is a correlation between live shows and having sales. I still don't think I'll ever get to the point right now where I'm doing weekly sales, and that's just more because of my cost of goods and the time that I have to put into it. I do find live shows are time consuming, you know, to get the items, prep them, load them into your show, run the show, ship after, and generally I'm getting a lower ASP for the items. So it's a bit of a trade-off. But yeah, I don't think I could do them once a week. I am shooting to do them once a month and maybe once every 3 weeks. So stay tuned. I think I have a show scheduled for next week, actually, next Thursday, maybe. Maybe it's the fall. I think it's like January 12th or something. I'm gonna have to take a look at my schedule. I might have to move that, but as of right now, that's where it's put. Now, I think one of the ways to make sales right now is people want deals. They want offers. I have been sending out more aggressive offers than I think I normally do. I know not everyone can do this, but I am priced to be able to offer like a 30 or 40% discount. Obviously, I am not doing this off the hop all the time because then I'm not reaching the profit margin. And then you got to look at like, okay, what is your hourly wage if you're giving away all your items, right? Then it's not really worth what you're doing. I have been trying to do it once a week and send out 30% offers. So that's kind of, I ran the 40% off during the Christmas time, but now I'm just back to my 30%. So something that I haven't been doing this week, and I think this may have an effect on my sales as well, is that normally I'm adding all my likes to bundles and sending out a message. I have not done that since probably like New Year's Eve time. It's been a good solid like 6 days. So I think when I'm done recording this video tonight, I'm gonna use my shoppers. I'm going to add likes to bundles, go back to like January 1st, and then just send a comment to everyone, like send a comment to those bundles and just say, hey, I'm running a sale, 30% off if you bundle. We'll see if it works. I don't know if it's gonna work. What I would love to know is, how are your sales? what's working for you? Do you have any insight? And what have you been doing if nothing is working? What have you been doing that's not working for you? I think this is like a good chance for us to kind of brainstorm together and try and come up with some different strategies. So I encourage you to comment. I encourage you to read other people's replies and see maybe there's something that you can take and put into your business. But yeah, I think people are looking for deals right now. So we have to be prepared to barter with people, counter offer. I do not believe in declining. Even if someone sends you a stupidly lowball offer, at least reply back. So I had an item listed, actually just happened today. I had an item listed at, I think like $75. Person sent me an offer for $20. I countered back at $65, or maybe it was listed at $85. Like I countered back with like a 20% off, and they were like, they bantered back at like 25. I can't remember. It was like a $5 difference. And I was like, no, 65 is the lowest I'm willing to go on this item. And I think it was something I had just listed. So at this point, you can choose to ignore them, but do not ever just decline. Like at least try and counter back. Even if you counter back and it's like $5 or $10 than your original listing price, counter back, let them know where you stand. If you just decline it right away, they may just be feeling the water out, and I think you could potentially lose on a sale. Although if they're being petty, then just decline it and move on. Don't even stress about it, because right now it's like crazy lowball offers. So I try not to lose sleep over it, and don't take it personally. Either counter, decline, move on. Who cares? I have some more videos coming out with some good kind of info in them, and I do not want to give any of it away yet. So I'm going to end here. I hope you guys are having a wonderful 2023. If this video brings you value in your reselling business, give me a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe and tap that button. Okay, I'm out of here. Thank you for watching my channel. I am wishing you guys all many sales, and I'll see you next time. Bye. It is an acrylic brand. It is an acrylic band. Package up and shift. Package up and shift. Package up and ship.